Is the Fifine K688 a good microphone for you to go for? And well, we're going to cover that in this video today. Now, of course, I initially did a review on this microphone before, but back when I did the review, I only had for about a week, so I didn't have much time to really test the microphone and actually see how well it does in long-term use. And well, by the time of recording, it's been over 2 months now, and I've learned quite a bit about this microphone that might shock you as a user, because of course, you're wanting to know if this microphone will actually be good for you, especially for the price tag. And of course, something that I didn't do in the previous review was that, well, I didn't compare against any other microphones, and well, we're going to be comparing against the Arazi Safira Pro and the Dixon UD20. And these two microphones I've actually used quite a bit before as well. So without further ado, let's get straight to what you need to know about the Fifine K688. First, let's actually just talk about some of the main specs you should know about this microphone, especially if you are someone that doesn't know too much about audio. Now, of course, this is a dynamic mic, which by the way the microphone is currently set up, this is how you're supposed to use the microphone, where you have the tip facing towards your mouth, which is the best way to actually use it. And I mean, it makes sense because of course, if you are going to go more to this side, it's not really going to capture much of your voice, but it's going to capture more if you're going to be directly in front of the microphone. And if you do actually want to have better audio, you have to at least be around about 6 inches from the microphone, which I do recommend to actually do. But let's talk about some of the features that I do like about the microphone, especially for my use for the past 2 months. Now, of course, one of the main big things about this microphone is that you have 2 ways to connect it to your device. There's the one way, which I'm currently using right now, which is using the USB Type-C, which is it connects from the back and you can connect the other side to your system, which yes, the other side includes an adapter, so it can be using either the USB Type-C or USB Type-A adapter, which I think is nice that Fifine actually did that because of course not everyone will actually have access to USB Type-C on some devices. So that's a nice little plus for them. And of course the other way to actually connect it to your device is actually using an XLR cable, which I'll definitely say if you are wanting to use this for more professional use or using it for podcasts, that might be the better way to actually use this microphone. But of course I haven't really tested that out because I don't really have a setup that does that just yet. Especially if you're wanting to fine tune more of the audio on an audio mixer. Now of course with the Fifine K688 you can connect your headset to it, which is going to be using the 3.5mm headphone jack. And you can obviously adjust that volume with the knob at the back. You can obviously also notice another knob at the back, which is the volume control for the microphone. Now I do actually just want to say this right now. I put on the max for the video just because, well, this microphone is extremely sensitive. In fact, with my past 2 months of using it, I kept the microphone about 75% when it comes to the microphone sensitivity, which should actually just tell you that yes, this microphone is extremely loud and can capture a lot of audio, especially when it's on a lower setting. Because I actually tried on max volume before, and it peaks my OBS audio, and it's also extremely loud if you are going to be using it on Discord, which does actually just tell you that yes, this microphone is extremely performant and has a lot to it. Now when it comes to build quality, the build quality is still extremely good. There's nothing that I've noticed that is broken with the microphone with the past 2 months of using it. In fact, the mount that it currently uses is still very sturdy. I'm actually extremely shocked how well this microphone is still holding up. I mean, the screws still work, the adjustments still work, nothing is wrong with the microphone, which is a big plus, and that's one of the main things I like about this microphone so far is the quality is pretty good. Now, of course, one of my main favorite things about the Fifine K688 is the mute button, because of course, for many of you that do not know, I do in fact live stream on Twitch, Kick, YouTube, and TikTok. I do a lot. Basically, the mute button is very useful when I want to actually just mute it, when I want to go do something else, or even when I have to pick up some calls on live streams. It's nice to have that function where I can just mute it on the microphone instead of going to my OBS and mute it in the OBS. So I think this is actually a big plus that I think a lot of users should actually look at. Mute button is very useful and you don't really notice how useful it actually is. But now let's put the microphone to the test against 2 other microphones because I haven't done that, and basically let's just get straight to the audio test. Now, of course, the first test is going to be using the Fifine K688 microphone right now. Now, I will say you'll notice a big difference when I compare it to other microphones, which yes, you'll actually see compared to the other 2 microphones, there is a big difference, and I'll actually cover later after the audio test what I've noticed about the Fifine when it comes to audio quality. Okay, so switching to the Dixon UD20, this is actually the microphone I actually usually use on my channel when it comes to recording videos, streaming, and this was my longest used microphone on the channel for probably for the past 5 years of me doing content creation, and this was a big microphone I actually used. Now, funny enough, I can't find this microphone anywhere, but this is how the microphone actually sounds like, and I'll definitely say I do kind of still prefer this microphone because it is a bit more deeper, but let's actually now switch to the Safira Pro so you can understand the older quality because the Safira Pro is a lot more cheaper to actually go for. But now we are using the Safira Pro from Arazi. Now this microphone actually does have more audio settings when it comes to obviously using it for a budget microphone that is affordable for a lot of users. And this microphone does have 3 different audio options, which I'm currently using the main option. It's the most useful option because, well, it captures more audio. It obviously does also make sure that you are the main center of audio focus instead of capturing what is outside, which I do like about this microphone. And this microphone is the most similar to the Fifine K688 because it also does have a headphone jack at the back. Now, of course, one of the things you can't really do with this microphone is you can't mute your audio, and the same is found with the Dixon UD20. So far, the Fifine is still going to be a better option, but this is just an audio test, so do let me know in the comments below which microphone do you think is the best when it comes to audio quality. But now we are back on the Fifine K688, and I'll do the same. Something I did notice when it comes to doing the audio testing is the Fifine is a little bit more lighter when it comes to audio, because of course with the Dixon it's a bit deeper, it's a bit more clearer in some ways, and obviously the Safari Pro is also pretty good. But in terms of what you gain with the Fifine, you get so much more when it comes to obviously muting your microphone, you have more control with volume. When it comes to the sensitivity, the fact that you actually do have 2 options to connect your microphone to any device, whether it's going to be using USB Type-C or even using an XLR cable, this actually has a lot of perks to it. And do keep in mind, the Fifine K688 is priced at just around about $70, which means yes, this is an affordable microphone that anyone can actually go for. So I'll definitely say, if you're someone that is in the market for a microphone that you want to have a setup for podcasts, YouTube, streaming, or even just doing it for standard use for, work, or even using for music, which you can. I've actually tried it before with some music. This microphone will be a good choice for you to actually go for, especially if you are someone that is on a budget. But do let me know in the comments below, what do you think of the Fifine K688? Do you think you'll actually pick up this microphone for yourself, or would you actually recommend any other microphones that might be in the same price range? But otherwise, that's it for today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed. See you guys next one. Peace out as always, and have a great day. Bye.